Tuesday afternoon means we get a chance to talk with Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation. And Alyssa, we always appreciate your time. How are you doing today?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good, great. You watching any college football on Saturday?
That's rude.
What's rude? It's simple. It's a simple question. It is a simple question with an answer. I think the answer is yes, but I'm going to let you take it from there.
I seriously can't get away from it. I did not yet. The answer is, of course, I did. Everyone in the house wore their Florida State Seminole gear, very pumped up for the first game of the year. It started so well. Opening drive, I, text my Pig Trail Nation team, and I was like, send the Natty to tally. I was pumped. And then the defense came out, and then everything else kind of fell into place. And then I didn't talk to anybody for the rest of the day. I didn't answer any texts. I think I finally, around 6 o'clock, sent out my first tweet since the game ended. And really, I didn't tweet at all during the game. I didn't put anything out there on social media, and then I finally tweeted at 6 o'clock just a picture of a beer and just said proof of life because I hadn't spoken to anyone. And, it is, it's so funny as being a person who covers the media. We're so trained to control our emotions. You can't cheer in the press box. You're very objective. You can't really show any kind of bias, and then you watch a team that you actually, I'm a Florida State alum. I am a giant fan. Try watching a Dodgers game with me during the playoffs or a Dolphins game. I'm a completely different person. And I have to remind myself that I can't let Florida State or Miami or the Dodgers losing ruin my day. And it takes a lot out of me so I choose not to speak to people.
Well, that's why I'm glad you said yes when I texted you this morning, asking if you're going to come up, because you knew what the first question was going to be.
I can't get rid of it. I go to work yesterday, and I'm thinking, okay, it's Monday. Everyone has gotten over it. No, jabs here, jabs there. We're in the morning meeting, and they're like, well, upsets happened this weekend. And I just walked out. I was like, I'm out of here. And then, of course, Mike gets asked about it on Ask Mike, and then Trey asked Sam yesterday in the press conference, hey, did you watch any college football this weekend? And, of course, Sam said yes and, mentioned the Georgia-Florida State game. And I'm just like, I can't get away from it.
It's just amazing that the first game of the year includes a top 10 team and they lose to a double-digit underdog. Now, do you think this means anything for the remainder of the season, or is this just a one-off thing on a Saturday and it can happen anytime?
Yeah. Well, you're asking Florida State fan, Alyssa, and I'm going to still tell you we're going to win the ACC, and it's not a big deal. But obviously, I watched that game, and just the biggest frustration for me was not that they let a team like Georgia Tech, because quite frankly, I think maybe Georgia Tech is better than a lot of people gave them credit for heading into the season. I have seen Florida State lose to Georgia Tech or Boston College or Wake Forest or NC State in crazier ways over the past couple of years. And so it wasn't that kind of shock. It was the lack of swagger that I think Florida State didn't play with. And last year you had a guy at quarterback, and I don't want to spend this whole entire segment talking about Florida State, but you had Jordan Travis, who had so much pride for that Florida State name across his chest that he refused to let it down. And I didn't see much of that. I didn't see that spark, that chip, that swagger that I had seen the year before. I saw it on the Georgia Tech sideline. So, that was my biggest takeaway was, where's the fight in this team? We'll see if they turn it around. Unfortunately, their next game is against Boston College on a Monday night, so we can't even get away from the college football spotlight. They couldn't have given us an 11 o'clock Saturday game to just kind of tiptoe back into college football season quietly. No one's paying attention. No, we're going to stick them on Monday night so everyone can watch them play because it's the only game on. So maybe they'll have a better showing.
Yeah, they lacked a little energy. I think you were spot on right there, Alyssa. Georgia Tech they had a little more energy and wanted it more. I think we won't see any of that this Thursday when Arkansas plays UAPB. I think we're going to play well. there, the portal, the freshman guys, there's a lot of new faces. And I was talking with Phil earlier. Monte Harrison is a guy that I'm excited to see. And then on the defensive side of the ball, TJ Metcalf, a freshman safety, I want to see him as well. What are you excited about? Who are you looking forward to watching in that Razorback uniform this Thursday night?
Yeah, on the offensive side, I think Monte Harrison is going to be fun because of the story around him. I'm really excited, and I think that excitement rose a little bit more after I watched, because I am his wife, so I watched some Hawks Plus stuff with Saul last night that they released, and they did a segment with Jaquindon Jackson and his story, and we've heard a lot about him throughout fall camp and even in the spring, and so I'm really excited to see what he can do in the backfield because I think he's going to be the guy we see the most back there. You're going to have Rodney Hill come in a little bit, and then depending on how Rashad Dubinion is health-wise, I mean, I don't think you have to put him out there because they are playing UAPB. Let him have a little bit more rest, but we'll see. We might see him out there depending on how things go at practice, but Jaquindon Jackson's the guy I'm super excited about on the offensive side. And then the defensive side, I'm really excited just to see how the secondary plays as a whole. Like, I love that you say TJ Metcalf. I think he's a guy that no one was talking about, and now everyone is talking about, and he's still in that battle with Hudson Clark. Excited to see how that develops, but I just want to see this secondary, and I know we're not going to see it too much, but how they have grown and the new guys that they've plugged in there, and then you've got the linebackers with Xavier Story, how that defense looks, even though it is a team like UAPB. I'm excited to see what they look like.
I'm really interested to see how they're using these multi-position defensive players. So you got Larry Worth, who's listed as a linebacker on the website roster. They've got him as the second string safety behind Jaden Johnson. He may be up near the line of scrimmage. He may be hanging back just a little bit. He may drop back to cover. It's the same thing with Anthony Switzer. It's the same thing with Bradley Shaw, with Steven Dix. I mean, this is how they're utilizing the linebacker position to me is just really going to be fascinating. And look, you're facing a team that runs an air raid in UAPB. You're not going to face that kind of offense throughout the rest of the season. But that is one thing that I'm excited to see because they brought in guys that look like they can play at three different levels of the defense from the linebacker position.
And that's what I think Travis Williams wanted to do. And it's a little bit of an element of a surprise because you don't know exactly if you're an offense where guys are going to be, who's playing exactly what position. It's a little bit of that trickery that he's brought, but he brought in the talent to do so. And so we might see more of what a Travis Williams defense is really, truly about. The blitzing we heard so much about at UCF, the flying around to the ball, just always all over the place. I think we're going to see a little bit more of a signature Travis Williams defense this year because I think he went into the portal and brought guys in who can help run the kind of defense he wants to run. So I think you're right. I think it's going to be really fun to see exactly what that looks like.
Hey, Alyssa, you get Florida, Miami, Georgia, Clemson, and Texas A&M, Notre Dame, some out-of-conference big-time games. How do you see the SEC in those matchups? You think they can find a way to go 3-0? Is Georgia on upset alert? But those are three big-time games right there.
They are. I'm really interested in how all of those games unfold. You won't find me rooting for Florida ever. And I don't hate Miami like a lot of Florida State fans do. So I'm interested to see what that matchup looks like. I think Miami wins that game. When you look at Georgia, I think Georgia can win that game, their game as well. So that's 1-1. And then I'm really interested to see how Notre Dame, Texas A&M shape up. I think just off paper, I'd pick Notre Dame. But I'm really curious to see what this team looks like under Mike Elko. Like, I don't really know what to expect. I think that they can be really talented. But, again, I also thought that Florida State was going to cover against Georgia Tech. So it's why you play the game, right? Ironically, we're throwing a 7-year-old's birthday party on Saturday night. So I will be in between hosting a bunch of 7-year-olds and watching college football. So
Ooh, you got
We'll see how
anybody
much of these
special
games
showing
I
up?
can-
You got any like mascots showing up? Is there somebody jumping out of a cake?
Ice cream cake?
Or can you not let the cat out of the bag because
Man.
it's Tuesday?
No, there's nothing crazy like that. He wanted an Olympic-themed birthday, which is kind of cool. So we're doing that. And I had thought about, maybe seeing if I could have some of the Razorbacks who won some medals come. But there's so much going on. And so if I can just pull off this party, guys, that's a win for me.
With their kids, they would love a breakdancing competition. If you're really going to have an
There is going
Olympic
to be a
theme.
dancing competition. Yeah, we've got the basketball court for some 3x3. There's a trampoline. We're going to do some relay races in the yard. It'll be fun.
Hey, last thing, because I have to bring up the Dodgers to you every time you come on. Ohtani is 9 home runs and 10 steals away from the first 50-50 season in baseball history. I think there's 30 games left. There's no way he can do that in a month, right? But it's Shohei Ohtani, so of course he can.
Yeah, right. I have learned to never underestimate Shohei Ohtani. So, you know what? If he does it, great. If he doesn't do it, hey, you're still part of that 40-40 club, and that's pretty impressive in its own right. So,
Dude,
hey, you know what? I don't care if he joins the 50-50 club. I just want a World Series championship, okay?
Is he a lock for MVP again this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Incredible.
I don't think you do 40-40 without it, truthfully.
Yeah.
Alyssa, we'll leave it there. I appreciate your time. Thank you, and good luck on the birthday party
Yeah,
on
guys,
Saturday.
thank you. Maybe I'll see you guys in Little Rock on Thursday.
I know I'll be there. All right, I'll see you Thursday.
Okay.
Got that
Okay,
right?
great. Always looking forward to it.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Alyssa Orange, Pig Trail Nation, with us each Tuesday here on Halftime.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.